Another time with Top 10 Chemistry Academy, where I'll be taking 15 wide questions and I'll be giving you the answers to each one according to the slide. Question 1. Which of the following is not a physical property of metal? Metal has its own physical property. As this answers goes, A. Good conductors of heat and electricity. A metal is a good conductor of heat. Why is it a good conductor of heat? Because electricity can pass through it. A metal is ductile. It can be drawn to wire. Brittle? No. A metal is not brittle, but a metal is malleable. The correct answer to this is C, option C. Number 2, the most abundant element on the Earth's surface is oxygen. Oxygen is the most abundant element. We use it the most in the Earth's surface. Which of the following is not a separation technique? Sieving is a separation technique. The solution, we cannot use the solution to separate two constituents of mixture. B is the correct answer. Separation of mixture of solid by physical method can be based on differences in the following except melting points, solubility, particle size, molar mass. D is the correct answer. Molar mass is not used in separation techniques. A sample of orange juice is suspected to be contaminated with a yellow dye. Which of the following method can be used to detect the dye? Decantation, distillation, chromatography, evaporation. C is the correct answer, which is chromatography. It's used to separate dyes from a solution. Number 7, in a country where the temperature falls below 273 Kelvin, salt is always sprinkled on the icy road in order to A. Lower the melting point of the ice, increase the density of the ice, make the ice impure, raise the melting point of the ice. What happens to this one is it lowers the melting point of the ice, which is option A. Two isotopes, Z with mass 10 and 20, with mass 18 and 20 in ratio 1:2, determine the relative atomic mass. How will you determine the relative atomic mass of two isotopes? Now, we make use of the ratio, which is ratio 1:2. We add the ratio up. According to the element Z has mass number of 18. 18 goes to ratio 1. We multiply 18 with 1. We add it with the other isotope Z, which is 20 multiplied by 2, which is the ratio to it, divide by 1 plus 2, which is the ratio. Now, for doing that, 18 multiplied by 1 is 18 plus 20 multiplied by 2, which is 40, divided by 1 plus 2, which is 3. When you add 18 plus 40 together, you get 58. You divide it by 3, you get 19.3, which is option A. The two isotopes of Z with mass number 18 and 20 are in ratio 1 to 2. Determine the relative atomic mass of Z. The relative atomic mass of Z is 19.3, which is A. Number 9. Which of the following atoms contain the highest number of electrons in the outermost shell? The one that contains the highest number of electrons in the outermost shell is B. Neon, which is neon. Why? It has 8 electrons in its outermost shell, while others does not have it. If an atom is represented as 39 mass number and 19 atomic number, X, which of the following deduction is correct? It contains 20 products. No. Protons. The proton number is 19, which is the same thing as the atomic number. Its atomic number is 39. No. The mass number is 39. C, it is an alkali metal. Yes, it's an alkali metal because it's in group 1. D, it is an alkali earth metal. No. The correct answer is option C. If the electronic configuration of an element X is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5, which of the following statements about X is false? It's A, has 5 electrons in its valence shell, has atomic number of 9, is an halogen, is a non-metal. The question says, which of the following is false about it? The atomic number is 9, correct. Is an halogen, yes. Is a non-metal, yes. But has 5 electrons in its valence shell, wrong. That is option A. 11 is option A. The next question, number 12. If the mass number of X is 24 and X2 plus contains, when it becomes an ion, it loses 2 electrons, that makes it have 2 plus, contains 10 electrons, the nucleus of X will consist of, when we talk about the nucleus of electron, it consists of the nucleus of an element. It consists of the proton and the neutron. 8 protons and 16 neutrons? No. 10 protons and 15 neutrons? No. C, 10 protons and 12 neutrons? No. D is the correct answer, which has 12 protons and 12 neutrons. In this case, when you have a question like this, an atom loses electrons, but it will not lose a proton. Your proton number is the same as the numbers of electrons when the electron is still its own atom, when it's not an ion, when it forms an atom on its own, is not, it has the same value as the number of protons, but in this case it has lost the electron, which is outermost the nucleus. That shows D is the correct answer, which is 12 proton and 12 neutron. An element X with the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 combines with another element y with electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. What is the formula of the compound forms? Option A says x2y5, B x2y3, C xy3, D xy2. The correct answer is D, which is xy2. xy2. You must be able to identify each element. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, that is 12. That is magnesium. Combining with what? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5, which is chlorine, will give you magnesium chloride, which has xy2. Magnesium will use 2 electrons to combine with chlorine. Number 14. When nitrogen combines with hydrogen to form ammonia, each atom A exists independently, becomes higher charged, has a large mass, D attain a noble gas structure. It will attain a noble gas structure. We want those elements to be stable. Nitrogen needs 3 electrons from nitrogen to be stable to form a compound with each other, and they will attain their noble gas structure by forming a covalent bond or an hydrogen bond between nitrogen and hydrogen to form ammonia. The bond between water H2O and hydrogen ion to form hydrozonium ion H3O plus is covalent bond, B dative bond, C electrovalent bond, D ionic bond. The correct option is B, which is dative bonds. The following elements are diatomic except A chlorine, B hydrogen, C nitrogen, D phosphorus. The correct answer is phosphorus. All gases, they occur as diatomic molecule. But phosphorus is not a gas. That shows it's not occurring as a diatomic element. Number 17. Which of the following is the relative molecular of a compound which has empirical formula of CH2O? CH2O. We look for the mass number for CH2O. For doing that, we are going to look for the molar mass, which is carbon has 12, hydrogen has 2 atoms, which is 1 multiplied by 2, plus oxygen, which is 16. When you add everything together, it gives you 30. Out of the figures from the option, which figure can 30 goes from? A 42, B 45, C 126, D 180. The correct answer is D, which is 180. And when we talk about empirical formula, is the smallest value of a compound in an organic substance. The oxidation number of iodine in IO minus is IO3 minus. IO3 minus. How do you do this? IO3 minus. In doing this, we are looking for the oxidation number of hydrogen. And to do this, we represent the hydrogen by letter X. We use letter X to represent it. The oxidation number for oxygen is -2 multiplied by 6. And we have a charge. The total value of the compound will be equal to the number of charge, which is -1. -2 multiplied by 6 and multiplied by 3 is -6 is equal to -1. You make X the subject of the formula. X will now be equal to -1 plus 6. The oxidation number will be +5. That shows the oxidation number is +5, which is option D. Number 19 says, which of the following terms indicates the number of bonds that can be formed by an atom? Oxidation number, valence, atomic number, D, electronegativity. The best option for this that can indicate the number of bonds that an atom will form is the oxidation number. What is the correct IUPAC claim of NO2 minus? NO2 minus is dioxynitrate 3 ion, which is B. Dioxynitrate 3 ion, which is B. The correct option is B. Which of the following compounds have the same molar mass? We have CaCO3. To calculate this molar mass, it will be calcium 40 plus carbon, which is 12, plus O3, which is oxygen, which is 16 multiplied by 3. The total will be 40 plus 12 plus 48, which is 100. The molar mass is 100. The other one, potassium hydrogen triisocarbonate. Potassium is 39, hydrogen is 1, plus 12 plus 16 multiplied by 3, which is the total will be 102. That shows A, 1 and 2 only is the correct option. The correct option is 1 and 2 only. A. What is the molar mass? Question number 22. What is the molar mass of a substance if 0.4 mole of the substance has a mass of 25 grams? That has a mass of 25 grams. It's telling us that to look for the molar mass, we have a formula. The mole or amount is equal to mass in gram over molar mass. The mass in gram over molar mass. For us to look for the molar mass, we use a cross multiplication method. It will be mole multiplied by molar mass, which is equal to mass. Why? The molar mass will now be equal to mass over mole. That shows 25 over 0.4. 0.5 C is the correct answer. That is the molar mass of the substance. This one says, what is the amount of gold present in 15.5 grams of a pure gold wedding ring? The molar mass for gold here is 197. To do this, amount is mass over molar mass. Amount is mass over molar mass, which is 15.5 divided by 197. The answer is 0.0786 mole, which is option A. That's the correct answer. Option A. Number 24 says, what is the mass of 24 atoms of 6.2 times 10 raised to power 23? After 6.124 says, what is the mass of 6.02 times 10 raised to power 24 atoms of magnesium? Magnesium is equal to 24. Avogadro's constant is 6.20 times 10 raised to power 23. Here, it's telling us that one atom of an element is equivalent to 6.20 times 10 raised to power 23. That shows 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 magnesium atom is equivalent to 24 grams. Whereby 6.02 times 10 raised to power 24 will be equivalent to, let's represent it by x. Now, what do? You cross multiply to look for x. X will now be 24 multiplied by 6.02 times 10 raised to power 24 divided by 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 grams. The answer will give us 240 grams. That shows the mass of magnesium will be 240 grams, which is option A. 25 question. Calculate the number of silver atom in pure silver bracelet that has a mass of 35.5 grams. Silver mass number is 108. Avogadro's constant 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23. How do we do this? I told you that 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 is equivalent to the gram of the silver atom. That shows 6.02 times 10 raised to power 23 is equivalent to 108 grams. And we're given 35 grams. We want to calculate the number of atoms. To calculate it, that shows the number of atoms, X, is equivalent to 35 grams. Now to do this, it will give us 6.02 times 23 times 10 raised to power 23 multiplied by 35 divided by 108. The answer is 1.95 times 10 raised to power 23. That is the correct answer. Option D is the correct answer. When 10 grams of razor blade completely reacted with an excess solution of hydrochloric acid, 0.110 mole of iron 2 chloride was obtained. Calculate the mass of iron in the razor, whereby the mass number for iron is 56. We first balance the equation, and the equation was given as iron plus hydrogen chloride to give us iron 2 chloride plus hydrogen gas. And from the equation, to calculate this, we are using mass mole relationship. From the equation, 1 mole of iron 2 chloride is equivalent to 56 grams of iron, while 0.110 mole of iron 2 chloride is equal to 56 multiplied by 0.110 mole. The final answer is 6.16 gram. Option A is the correct answer. Number 27. The uncovered raw food that is sold along major road is likely to contain an amount of A. Lead, B. Copper, C. Silver, D. Sodium. The metal component that will be contained there is lead. Which of the following substances causes the depletion of ozone layer in the atmosphere? A. Carbon dioxide, B. Chlorofluorocarbon, C. Sulfur oxide, D. Hydrocarbons. The best answer is option B, which is chlorofluorocarbon, causes ozone depletion. The gas that is most useful in protecting humans against solar radiation is A. Chlorine, B. Ozone, C. Carbon dioxide, D. Hydrogen sulfide. The best option is option B, which is the ozone. We call it ozone layer. The mixture of gases used in a photographer's flash tube is A. Argon, B. Krypton and xenon, C. Helium and argon, D. Argon and xenon. The best one is krypton and xenon. Is the best gas used in the photographer's flash tube. 31. Which of the following pollutants is biodegradable? When we talk about biodegradable, what does that mean? When an organic substance or microorganisms has on a substance and that substance decomposes, we call it a biodegradable substance. Out of these following pollutants, which one is biodegradable? A. Hydrogen sulfide. B. Sewage. C. Plastic. D. Metal scraps. D is sewage. Sewage. Microorganisms will act on it and it will decompose to break down. Which of the following process is not involved? Is not involved in treatment of water from town supply? Chlorination, B. Coagulation, C. Dehydration, D. Sedimentation. C. Dehydration. We don't need to dry any substance during treatment of water. That is why dehydration is not used in that process. Number 33. A sample of water which has passed through a deionization, deionizer may still contain. 33. A sample of water which has passed through a deionizer may still contain 1. Temporary hardness, organic impurities, C. Permanent hardness, D. Heavy water. It will contain organic impurities. It contains organic impurities. B is the first option. 34. When sodium triiodocarbonate 4 decahydrate loses its water of crystallization to the atmosphere, the process is dehiscence, efflorescence, hygroscopic, D. Effervescence. The best option is efflorescence. It loses its water of crystallization. Dehiscence talks about substance that gains water from the environment and become a solution. Hygroscopic. It absorbs water from the environment and becomes sticky, while effervescence is talking about emission of gases. That makes number B the best option. Number 35. Which of the following statements is true of an endothermic reaction? Number figure 1. Heat is absorbed from the environment. One of the properties of endothermic reaction. Number figure 2. The heat content of the product is more than the reactant. Yes, during the reaction process, the reactant will absorb heat. It makes the heat content of the product to be more than the reactant. Number 3, the enthalpy change is positive. Yes, because of the absorption, it becomes positive. Number 4, the surrounding oil is at a lower temperature than the system. Yes, that shows the option says 1 only, B 1 and 2 only, C 1, 2 and 3 only, D 1, 2, 3 and 4. The best option is D. 35, the best option is D. Consider the following question. Hydrogen ion plus hydroxide ion to give you H2O. The energy change taking place in the reaction above is enthalpy of what? A, formation, B, hydration, C, neutralization, D, solution. The best option is C, which is entropy or enthalpy of neutralization. And this neutralization is talking about reaction between an acid, which is the hydrogen ion, reacting with an hydroxyl group that is base to form salt and water. C is the answer. 37. If 32 grams of anhydrous copper 2 tetrasulfate C dissolved in 1 dm of water generated 30 kilojoules of heat. The heat of solution is, we're given the mass of copper to be 64, sulfur 32, oxygen 16. From this, how will you do it? Just move forward and calculate the molar mass for copper 2 tetrasulfate 6. 64 plus 32 plus 16 times 4. It gives 160. And we said 32 grams is equivalent to 13 kilojoules. 160 grams will be equivalent to what? Gives, you do more cross multiplication, which is 13 multiplied by 160 divided by 32. 65 kilojoule per mole is the correct answer, which is option B. An increase in the rate 35. An increase in the rate of chemical reaction on heating is due to increase in the collision rate. Increase in the rate of collision rate. A, entropy. B, enthalpy. C, collision rate. D, reactant concentration. An increase in the rate of chemical reaction on heating is due to increase in the collision rate, which is C. The more the collision, the more the reaction occurs. Number 39. Which of the following is not correct about catalyst? It's A, has the same mass and composition at the end of the reaction. B, alters the rate of chemical reaction. C, is usually specific in action. D, can start a chemical reaction which will normally not take place. D is not correct about catalyst. D is not one of the properties of catalyst. Catalysts are the same mass and composition at the end of the reaction. Alters the rate of chemical reaction, is usually specific in action. That shows option D, can start a chemical reaction which normally not take place. Which of the following ion is discharged at the mercury cathode during electrolysis of brine? It is A, sodium ion. Sodium ion. 41. Which of the following substances is not a sugar? Cellulose, glucose, C. maltose, D. sucrose. A. Cellulose is not a sugar, is a non-sugar. Number 42. Which of the following is not necessary for fermentation to take place? A. Hexane, B. Oxygen, C. Yeast, D. Water. The best option is B. Oxygen. 43. Glucose reduces Failing on warming to, it reduces to copper 1 oxide. A. Copper 1 oxide is the best answer. A is the correct option for 43. In a solution, number 44, in a solution, amyloethanoic acid can be represented as NH3, CH2, COO minus. This implies that A is soluble in all inorganic solvents, B can function as a weak acid or a weak base, C does not form salt with mineral acid, D is highly acidic. A is the answer, which is soluble in all inorganic solvents. Why is this soluble in inorganic solvents? It exists as a dipolar ion and it has a physical property of a salt because it looks like a salt, which is high melting point, high solubility in water, and insolubility in organic solvents. That should be soluble in all organic solvents, which is A. 45. Lucas reagent is used to test for alkanos. Is used to test for alkanos. Detergents are manufactured with straight hydrocarbon chain to make them A. Soluble, B. Biodegradable, C. Cheaper, D. Foaming, B. Biodegradable. To make it decompose when microorganisms act on it. The alkanoid CH3, CH2, COO, C2, H5 is the product of the reaction of A. Ethanoic acid and ethanol, B. Ethanoic acid and propanol, C. Propanoic acid and ethanol, D. Propanoic acid and propanol. Let's see the equation CH3 COO. This one is indicating the propanol. It has 3 carbons here showing the propanoic acid reacting with C2H5, and anything with C2 talks about H, which is ethanol. That should C is the correct answer. Propanoic acid and ethanol will form this ethyl propanoate. Which of the following is not used as a solvent process? Ammonia, sodium chloride, C. Calcium triazocarbonate, 4. D. Sodium triazocarbonate. Sodium triazocarbonate is not used during solving process. D. The most suitable metal that can be used as a lightning conductor is A. Copper, B. Aluminium, C. Silver, D. Iron. Aluminium is the best option, which is B. 50. What is the oxidation number of iron in this complex? FeCN36 4 minus. You are looking for the oxidation number of iron. Cyanide is -1 multiplied by 6. Everything will be equal to -4. X plus -6 is equal to -4 plus 6 is equal to +2. That shows the oxidation number there is +2. Thank you for listening. Subscribe.